We are all excited. We are bundled up. I'm freezing my butt off, but it is what it is. It is Tuesday, March 14th. Funny, we're in this a state apart. One has snow and one hasn't. Let's talk about that. Good evening, everyone. This is Carol, so aka Naughty Boss, freezing my butt off live with two
Sisters. Hey, good evening, everyone. This is Janis, aka Wellness Diva 5.0, on the day before the Ides of March. I don't know why I keep talking about that, but whatever. Yes, in New Haven County, we're obviously near the shoreline. We don't have any snow, but it is so cold. We just asked our little Google Nest or whatever it is, what the temp was, and they said it was a 36, but with the wind chill, it feels like 26. You can
Really, I'm surprised that you didn't get any snow then. That's so weird. But anyways, yeah, it still amazes me in this day and age that I don't know, the weather system people that are in charge, they get all these instruments and they still can't get the darn thing right. So around here, obviously we've been in a snow advisory, storm warning, which seems like, forever, anywhere from 10 to 15 to 20, they couldn't pinpoint it. And funny thing with Massachusetts, there's pockets of upwards to 2 feet to 1 feet to 7 inches, like it's just all over the maps. But the timeline, really was kind of a screwy thing. So, and when I say that, they were supposed to start last night at 8:00 and it was pouring rain. And when I think about it, and I don't know what the translation is or the equivalency of like an inch of rain versus a foot of snow. And I think it's so many inches of rain or 1 inch of rain is a foot of snow. I don't know what the calculation is, but it poured all night long. Up until about 6 a.m. So it never snowed. They said it was supposed to snow. It never snowed. And just like that, at 6 o'clock, it started these huge, when I say huge, like the size of quarters or half dollars of snowflakes. And it hasn't stopped. Now, we had a few little lulls enough where it got down to pavement, but it's all covered again. As far as the amount of snow, I'm guessing 8 inches at this point. I don't even know. I just looked at a friend's timeline. She just posted 10 hours ago, and they had already had close to a foot. So, and Paxton's not that far from here. So, the pockets, and then, of course, then you talk about where you are, which is really an hour and 15 minutes heading west and then south, and you guys got nothing. So it's just really odd. So I guess it's hitting the most western part of Connecticut, as well as, or would be the eastern part, I think, of Connecticut. Pardon me?
Northwestern Connecticut got
hit. Northwestern part, which kind of is in the same line as we are, because I saw Diane Rose pictures just recently, Caputo. Hey, Diane, if you're watching. And she posted, they got quite a bit of snow as well. But it has not stopped snowing here. It's crazy. And I'm happy to say I don't miss this.
No,
I am freezing it's so funny. We talk about, when you move, and everyone talks about how your blood thins out. That has not happened to me. Like John's freezing. He's been freezing right from the get-go. Like as soon as he came up here the first time, which was like 3 months after he moved, he was freezing. So that was a little over 3 years ago. And I've been fine up until this year. And I'm telling you, my hands, my feet, I can't, I'm walking around with obviously I got my sweatshirt on, all that happy jazz. But literally, even if I'm sitting, I'm wrapped in a nice fluffy blanket.
Yes. And, I was so cold that, at one point I'm like, well, let me just sit by the fire for a few minutes. And it was nice, to feel that heat from the fire. That really helps out a lot. But then, of course, you walk away from it and you're instantly cold. So weather to weather is where you weather, I guess. Yeah,
I was like I said, frozen solid until I took a nice hot shower and then I felt good. And I'm not one to take hot showers. You really should take a tepid shower. The other thing that I'm struggling with, we're talking about Triumph Tuesday here. I'm struggling getting my water in. In Florida, I have no problem sucking down what I need to, usually about 68 ounces. And I'm usually done by 4 o'clock. Because it's so cold, I don't want to drink the water. So that is what I'm trying to triumph over. I'm bound and determined to get all my water in, but at the same time, I'm like so cold.
Yeah, and when you have that wet type of cold, it really just goes through you. And so many times this morning I wanted to reach out for that second cup of coffee, but I gave that up for Lent, so I can't do that. I'm like, so I had a little bit of tea.
It's great snowball weather.
Well, that is true.
Yeah, it's that sticky wet snow, and it's just that dampness to this type of temperature. And I'm hopefully everything's supposed to clear up tomorrow, which is good, and we hope so. But I am really trying to get over this hump of cold and trying to get my water in, and it's not been easy. But like I said, what I do like about the cold versus being really, really hot is obviously you can put layers on when it's cold, and as as your temperature fluctuates, because it will, you can peel the layers off. Not so much, in the warmer climate, but yeah, that's what's going on here. Very busy weekend. We were unable. I was unable to join you yesterday, as I was. That was the first day I was done with the tournament. That was at Mohegan. So many great athletes, so many great programs. Winners Choice Championship really knows how to. The production is by far probably one of the best that I've ever been involved with. Great staff. Definitely long hours for the weekend. And, I sooner got to Massachusetts, and I've got that pickleball tournament that I'm the director of. So I dove into that, try to get a little bit of a power nap in, which was really all of 7 minutes, literally, but that was okay. And then I actually forced myself to stay up even later than I normally would, just because I wanted to make sure I was in that really solid, deep REM sleep, which I was. Didn't wake up till the kids started to snuggle with me around, I'm going to guess about 7:30. And we were gabbing in bed until, they realized we got to get up. We got school, because they're homeschooled. And even though it was a snow day for most, homeschoolers don't necessarily do that. So they went right into their, school mode. And it was great because I got to participate in their writing and language. I watched them do some of their math and, just chat about different things and books and things that they're reading. So it was a great, great day. And then we had some family time. Mike came over in the afternoon, and really we just relaxed, played some games, watched some football reruns of different plays that Jed's very interested in. So it was just a great afternoon, great day. And now I'm looking forward to getting the rest of my water in, doing a little bit more work, and then just kind of chilling.
That sounds good. So did they start to learn how to cursive write?
Oh, yes, they have. Not only cursive write, but they are really starting to journal a little bit, which is amazing. And I'm so impressed with their reading ability. Like Jed, not only is he reading, but he reads with such passion about the story, and you can notice his voice will go up and down depending on what he's saying. And it really kind of gets you into the storyline, because he puts so much emphasis on the way he's reading it to you. So it's like he's taking you along on the journey. And 9 years old, he does amazing.
I know, it's hard to believe that he'll be hitting the double digits this year.
Oh, and I have a message from them. They did find the Uno Dare cards and the other game. They were in the playroom on the side of the desk, and we went to go play it. and I'm looking through the drawer where it normally would be. I'm like, where are these Uno cards? And, oh my God, my Auntie Jan was here. We were trying to look for them too. And sure enough, we eventually, or they eventually found them. So we got in some Uno Dare, which is fun. What I love about the game is there's 3 cards. So when you get the wild card, you get to choose whether you want to take the 2 cards or do the dare. So the last time I was visiting, Jed and I came up with a list of 15 dares along with the game supplies for different bears. So there's one that says family, another one, and there's 2 other categories, and then we did our own version. So it's a lot of fun, a lot of sillies, a lot of laughing. So it was good. So we only played a couple games. Tina won one and I won one. So that was good. And yeah, it's been a great day. And like I said, I'm just triumphing. And we want to know what you're triumphing over, because we talk about, we have those little derailments. We have those fork in the roads. And sometimes we just don't want to even go down, but we have to, right? Sometimes we don't have that choice. So if you are struggling and you feel like, wow, I just pushed through it, that is a triumph. And we're all for, and those triumphs, by the way, they add up to the little wins for Fantabulous Friday. So what are you triumphing over today?
What am I triumphing over?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that I have an answer for that. I'll have to think about that one.
That's all right. Like I said, mine's the water. I am grateful to get kind of back on my normal schedule when I'm at a cheer and dance event and we put in these, 12, 13, 14, 15-hour days. For me, who's an intermittent faster, your schedule is totally out of whack because of the designated eating times within the actual tournament. So that kind of messed me up a little bit. But I'm not so structured that I do have 1 or 2 days that I try to eat, a couple meals a day versus really just that window. So I did that. But of course, I'm not eating the choice foods that I would normally eat. But it was all good. I got back right on track yesterday and I'm starting to feel much better. Especially when you're eating out, we know that we always talk about this, how much sodium they put into food. And yeah, I had a lot of sodium, which I typically wouldn't have. So I'm kind of really trying to flush my system out. Starting to feel like myself again.
Well, that's a good thing, because when you don't feel like yourself, you're not yourself.
No, just feel bloated and achy and tight, like that tight feeling. Then they add the cold and the dry air. I'm like, yeah. Give me some palm trees and warm weather. I'm so excited to get back. But while I'm here, I absolutely love, being with the family and getting to see people if I can. This trip wasn't so much about getting to see people other than the immediate family, because obviously, I had it's actually a 2-day event, but it's stretched out over 4 hours, 4 days between all the prep and the breakdown. So it was a great event. And Mohegan Sun, if you've never been there, great company that, that they really just, there's a difference between Mohegan and Foxwoods. Mohegan just has more, it's a prettier facility. I mean, overall, great restaurants, great staff. So yeah, it was good.
That is great. So we need to chat about the question of the evening.
Oh boy, the question of the evening would be, how's your weather feeling you?
I'm sorry, what was that?
How is your weather feeling you? So how are you feeling the weather? What are you feeling? Are you, in warmth, bright sunshine? Are you in damp, cloudy, gloomy weather? Are you in, snow, tornadoes? Are you in, snow showers? Are you in rain? And, really, how does that do you? I mean, how does it impact your mood?
I'm just going to reword that a little differently.
Yeah, word it any way you want. I'm just kind of because weather, a lot of people don't understand how it impacts, your day, your mood, your productivity. Sometimes it kind of halts it a little bit or derails you into another area. Or in this kind of case, it's like curl up on the couch weather, which I am not a fan of.
Yes, and on that note, of course, we'll make sure that that gets posted tomorrow for sure. With the question of the evening, what are you guys triumphing over? Is maybe it's in relationship, of course, to the weather, and weather to weather is always a question that we should be asking ourselves, especially when it's cold out.
Right. And then the other piece of that, now most public schools in this area were canceled. And, when you think about that, they canceled it last night. And I was glad in the sense for the families that they at least got some advance notice. But of course, when the snow didn't come at 8 o'clock and it was rain all night and it really didn't start snowing till 6 a.m., they still made the right choice because it was coming down fast and furious. So I'm glad at least for the families, they got advance notice so they could prepare. Sometimes a snow day can put a wrench in some families' plans. Homeschoolers, it doesn't, but for those that depend on, their work outside the home and they have a child in school or children, it can impact your day. Okay, do I'm scrambling? Do I get help? But I did notice a lot of businesses were closed. I don't know, probably not where you were, but around here they were.
Yeah, we saw a lot of cancellations coming through, and I watched the 10 o'clock local news, and they were coming in fast and furious. And I'm like, wow, I kind of looked out the window before I went to bed. I'm like, okay. I don't froze up here.
Yes,
And I've got,
you were freezing a little bit.
yeah, I see that. Let me just do a little quick reset here. Bada bing, bada boom. Here I
There
am.
we go. There we go. But yeah, we really want to know what you're triumphing over and know that there are ways to, if you're feeling like you're derailed or take it off your course, find ways, whether you got to sit down and rework your schedule, whether you've got to reset your mind, to triumph over what you're trying to push through it, because you can do it.
That is true. And on that note, if you have a question, concern, you want to answer the question of the day, please feel free to go to our website, www.twosistas.online. My name is Janis, and AKA Wellness Diva 5.0, and I'm with
TwoSistas. So this is Carol, so AKA Naughty Boss, trying to get her warmth on. And that's what I'm triumphing over and trying to get my water in. So we hope that you have a great Tuesday night, great Triumph Tuesday. Everyone is triumphing over something. If you really, really look at your day, you'll know that you triumphed something. Probably you might not even know that you did. So pat yourself on the back, because that's got to go on your list of little stepping stone you push through the day. We will see you tomorrow at a time to be determined for Wealth Wellness Wednesday, because we've got some scheduling conflicts first thing in the morning at 8 a.m. But we will be on sometime late in the morning, and we wish you a great Tuesday night. Triumph over being cold.
That's a good one, especially for me. All right,
Yeah.
everyone, bye for now.